I'm here with Emily. We just finished up a 10-week Magic and Microdosing mentorship program. Thank you, Emily, for sharing your experiences.
Thank you, Matt, for having me.
Absolutely. It was wonderful working with you. First off, what motivated you to reach out and to sign up for my coaching? What was that?
Somehow your meetup came across on my meetup, so I decided to join. I only joined one of them, if I'm honest, but you got me right away because I could see clearly how knowledgeable you were, how caring you are, that you were your energy really spoke to me, and I knew like from a deep internal perspective, I need to reach out to Matt, and I did.
Hmm. Well, I'm so glad that you did. What were you? Let's go back 10 weeks or 3 months. Where were you at? Maybe what challenges or struggles were you dealing with at that point? And how has my coaching helped?
Yeah, so I'm going through a massive transition in my life, from moving from out of the country back into the US, change with my relationship, change kind of with my career, and finding my deep purpose. And your coaching has drastically transformed and sort of catapulted this deep understanding, what I need and my internal needs.
Beautiful to hear that. Thank you, and wonderful to know that this has been a timely fit and a timely blessing. How about the microdosing? We haven't talked about the microdosing. I know that you'd had some positive experiences with ketamine and psychedelics before, and you were curious about having another tool in your tool belt, so to speak. And what's going on with all this buzz around microdosing? How has the microdosing helped?
Yeah, the microdosing really brought me clarity, and a lot of actually flow and energy. So what I really saw from the very beginning, it was a little bit getting used to, every third day I was doing a microdose. A bit awkward at first, and then suddenly something switched. And when that something switched, I felt like I was just calling into the universe abundance. And the microdosing itself was, I think, a tool I will keep for the rest of my life in my tool belt. Not that I'm going to do it the rest of my life, but taking these segments to really have clarity and intention and using the medicine to help call in what I need.
So co-creating with the medicine?
Absolutely. And flow state. I mean, there's one part, your creativity just goes through the roof because I think you're more receptive and you kind of just open up to the universe a bit.
Wonderful to hear that you were finding it more accessible to get into the flow state. The flow research is ultra compelling, massive boost in creativity, productivity, and learning. So wonderful to know that you've experienced what was promised from the microdosing and what all of this big buzz around the culture is. In addition to, I always say that there's microdosing and then there's the magic in microdosing. And the magic in microdosing is when we're ultra clear about our intention and we're committed to doing this inner work. What and how did the practices, how did you find the practices of meditation and journaling and ritual, and how did those help the process?
Yeah. So in my own career, I'm all about habits. Habits are what creates us. And what I could see is that without the ritual aspect, it was easier to kind of just be aimless and mindless with what was happening. Whereas the ritual really brought the intention and really grounded me every day in why I'm doing what I'm doing, just in general in life.
Awesome to hear that. Yeah. And it's again so important that we have that. And we're leveraging ritual here in this process. And I think so many of us here in our busy, frantic go-go world, we forget that we don't have times, we don't check in. So wonderful to know that the habits were useful and helpful.
Absolutely. And one more note I want to say is one of the things I was battling towards the beginning, which I've always battled, was a bit an attachment to food, and my emotions around food, especially with all of the turbulence that was happening in my life. The microdosing helped bring a lot of awareness and attention to why and what triggers are around and how to kind of mediate that. So I would say anyone who's dealing with maybe an emotional aspect towards food, this is a really powerful tool.
Thank you for sharing that, Emily. That'll be a true blessing to somebody who's listening to this, because that is something that so many people are struggling with, and the fact that that the microdosing and then the practices could help to foster or inspire objectivity and clarity, where you can see more clearly what is at the root, and to make the appropriate adjustments with that level of consciousness, that boosted consciousness, is wonderful to know. What was the biggest benefit that you found from my coaching, and would you recommend it to anybody who might be seeking a similar guidance?
Yeah, the biggest benefit is you. You bring such a strong set of knowledge, but also a caring feeling. I think it's not so easy for everyone to open up to some people, and you're just a very good listener. You're very caring. You have very good guidance, and you really opened up my perspective to a lot of different things. Great tools, great resources, books, ideas like the bonobos. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, you have to call with Matt and ask him what that means. And yeah, I would highly recommend your coaching.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Emily, for taking the time, and wonderful to hear that we had such a positive time together, and it was a sacred honor holding the space and witnessing your growth and development, and I honor your courage to lean in and to do the work and to feel all the feels, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing the positive impact that you're going to make in the movement and beyond.
Thank you, Matt.